first period of play has just ended for the Blackhawks. Yeah, I'm doing something different here. The first period of play just ended for the Blackhawks. And if you look at the score, it's 6-1 after 1 for Seattle. The Blackhawks did not do anything to show up to play in this game already. After the first period, the Blackhawks are down 6-1. We're going into the second period down by 5. And when those 6 goals came in, Mrazek looked terrible. The defense was not there. The Blackhawks just looked flat out horrendous to start this game. At one point, this game was tied, but the game was started out terribly. Kyle Davidson, I guess you get your wish back because you sent Lucas Reichel back down to Rockford. Now you get your tank back. It looks like the 3-game win streak's over, right? Well, I don't know how it's going to go after the second and third period. There's still a lot of hockey to play. But being down by 5 after 1, it's not a recipe for success. At one point, shots on net, 7 shots of the 6 goals the Kraken scored went in. Here are the goals scoring in the first period of play. 2 minutes and 50 seconds in, on their first shot of the night, Daniel Sprong gets his 14th of the season, beating Caleb Jones and beating Isaac Phillips, deking through and freezing Mrazek. It's 1-0 Seattle. But 2 minutes later, a good thing happens. We score! And it's our only goal. At 4:40 in the first period, scored by number 19, Jonathan Toews. His 12th of the season, assisted by Taylor Radish and Steph Jones. This play was all led up by Steph Jones taking the puck into the offensive zone, leaving the puck back for Radish. Jones does cut to the doorstep. Toews shoots it. It goes off the stick of Alexkiak, and we're tied 1 apiece. But that doesn't hold long because the scoring happens now. The Hawks get some momentum after this goal. They were shooting off well. They were shooting pucks, getting opportunities. Still 1 shot for the Kraken. Until 9:30 into the first period, Matty Beniers, from a long shot off the blue line, his 17th of the season, assisted by Vince Dunn. Then shortly later, at 10:46, Jared McCann with his first of the night, 20th of the season, assisted by Ryan Donato. Then shortly after that, at 12:08, Andre Burakovsky scores his 12th of the season, assisted by Beniers and Eberle. And this yanks Peter Mrazek. No, it doesn't, because this game just feels that bad. Mrazek is still in net after it being 4-1, and that's being the 4th goal on their 5th shot. Then Seattle adds. It's 5-1 Seattle. Ilya Tolvalin scores his 7th of the season, assisted by Yanni Gourde and Burakovsky to make it a 5-1 game. Correction, yeah, Mrazek was pulled because this period just felt crazy. After the McCann first goal, Mrazek gets yanked, Tolvalin gets a break, and he shoots it 5-hole on Stalock. It's 5-1. Then at 13:11 in the first, Jerry McCann with his 2nd of the night, 21st of the season, assisted by Donato and Wimberg. It's 6-1 Seattle after 1. The Hawks had nothing to go for themselves. The best 4 minutes of play by the Hawks was on a PK when Jake McCabe served a 4-minute double minor. The Hawks need to wake up and go into the second and third period. We'll get back to this review after the rest of the game. Well, the Hawks lose this, but make it more of a respectable fight, 8-5. The Kraken won 8-5 after that terrible first period of play Because that's why I did this review where I recorded myself after the first period of play, because that first period of play was a disgrace to hockey. And, well, the Hawks made it a little bit more respectable, I guess. They lose it 8-5. Okay, let's get into this review, shall we? Shots on net per period, 11-8 for the Kraken in the first, 10-8 for the Kraken in the second, and 9-11 for your Chicago Blackhawks in the third. Total shots on net, 30-27 in favor for Seattle. Face-off percentage, Hawks weren't as good as they normally are, 48% at the dot for the Hawks, 52 for the Kraken. And then power plays, the Hawks went 2 for 2 on the power play, and the Kraken went 0 for 2. That 0 for 2, as I mentioned previously in the first period report, the Kraken had a 4-minute double minor power play. Hits 26-17 for the Hawks. Block shots 10-5 for the Hawks. Exactly another reason the Hawks' defense was not good. Goaltending was not there. But we do get to see a first career goal tonight. So let's get into these goals, shall we? Because I already went over the first period. Let's start this off into the second period. In the second period, the Hawks played a more respectable game. They were playing stronger for the puck, getting to the zone, getting some defensive play, getting some goaltending, and, well, later on in the midway point, the Hawks get on the board, and it is by number 41, Isaac Phillips, his career first NHL goal, assisted by number 17, Jason Dickinson, at 10:45 in the second period of play. Hawks are down still by a lot, but they are on the board. It's a 4-goal game. Okay, the Hawks get it within 4. They still have plenty of hockey left. They could get this thing closer, can't they? They do, but it doesn't last long. In that second period, the Hawks actually won it. They did not allow the Kraken to score. They played strong, kept the Kraken from scoring, and the Hawks were able to contain and press them into the third period. Hawks have a power play that went midway around the 1-minute mark remaining in the second, and that goes into the third period of play. And, well, the Hawks capitalize on this power play. At 51 seconds in the first period, scored by number 13, Max Domi, his 13th of the season, assisted by Taylor Radish and Steph Jones, to get this game within 3. It's a game now. We're halfway there, and it doesn't last. The Kraken come back down the ice at a minute and 54 in the third period. Jared McCann with his hat trick, assisted by Larson and Wimberg, to make it a 7-3 game. Wow, the Hawks cut the Kraken lead in half, and then that doesn't last long. The Kraken get their 4-goal lead right back. And they add to their 4-goal lead and make it a 5-goal lead for Seattle. And, well, at 2:37 in the third period, Oliver Bjorkstrom with his 7th of the season, assisted by Alexiak and Gord, to make it 8-3 Seattle. But Nick, this game is a 8-5 final. Yes, it's an 8-5 final, but the Hawks get late goals that basically get it that way. Hawks get a late power play, and they capitalize on it at 16:50 in the third period, scored by number 11, Taylor Radish, his 12th of the season, assisted by number 19, Jonathan Toews, and number 4, Steph Jones, to make it the Kraken lead within a half. It's a 8-4 game off a power play goal by Radish. Radish goes to the doorstep Taves shoots the puck onto Radish's skate and in. It's a 4-goal game, and it has 4 minutes left, but we can't contain. And we get another goal with basically garbage time remaining on the board at 14 seconds remaining in regulation time. Scored by number 88, Patrick Kane. His 8th of the season, assisted by Max Domi to make it an 8-5 final. As you saw in my first period review of this review, I was livid. That was the most disgraceful game to start. The Hawks were able to get this game closer, but they still weren't able to get it tied up. They had a tied game at one point in this game at 1 apiece, but that didn't last long. Hawks were able to play smarter after the first period and get on the board a few times, but it wasn't enough against the Seattle Kraken, and this was just a rough night for the Chicago Blackhawks. It was a bad game by everyone on the ice. It was a bad game on the defense. It was a bad game by the goaltending. It was a bad game everywhere for the Chicago Blackhawks. And that was how the thing goes. The Kraken are playing good hockey right now, and the Hawks were playing good hockey up until tonight. So, down in the comments down below, I want to hear what your thoughts were on tonight's action. And yes, I watched all 60 minutes of play. This was a rough game to watch. It was a frustrating game to watch. And at the point where the Hawks were getting some goals, I was just laughing because I knew the Hawks weren't coming back, and I knew they weren't going to win this game. It was frustrating, and I was like, okay, goaltending doesn't exist tonight. So, that's how this game went. And thank you for watching the broadcast. Please leave a like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And most of all, the tank is back on.